agenda is the district's conversion to Streamline website service.
City is so wonderful. This is a service that has joined forces with CSDA, California Special Districts Association, as a preferred vendor. They're giving a really, really good deal to CSDA members, and they offer as much space as we need. They've got templates that are all user-friendly, mobile, ready, made for special districts and the issues that we deal with on a daily basis. It will be something that we internally can maintain versus always having to have our third-party company stand by. If I want to get something posted on a weekend, I've got to go and hope that somebody's going to be there at KKI to get it done. We don't even have access to it anymore, and it's just complicated and cumbersome. So this is going to save a lot of money because we can do it the way that we want. It's as cheap as the existing service is, and it's made specifically for special districts. So it's something that I think is a fantastic idea for us, because it'll, believe me, if you go to, I mean, an example is if you look at Groveland Community Services District website, it's very clean, it's menu driven, it's I don't think they have all the stuff on it that they need, but it's certainly a step up from the way that ours is set up, and it should be up and running in I don't know how many weeks, how many days, within a couple months. The faster we can get it up, the better, because our current system is so clunky to try to get stuff loaded.
So that's generous.
So any input that we can get from board members on what you'd like to see, send us an email, and then we'll lay it out and roll it out when we get it done, and then we can go from there. We can even improve it further and come up. Make sure that so that you, when you get asked a question in the field, on the fly, at a dinner or wherever you are, and somebody wants to know, you can feel confident that it's there. You can pull it up on your mobile device and be able to see it, whatever, or know that it's not going to be a big hassle for us to load something. So all I did was basically just provide a couple of pieces of documentation about it and the pricing sheet.
And we could look at this. We could look at this system now on the internet. Is that correct? I mean, it's not there yet, but the company.
Yeah, the company's there, and also they probably, I think they have a reference list of a bunch that they've done. They're adding dozens by the month of new district clients, because it's inexpensive, and even the smallest district can do a website now. So you don't have to be a techie to do it.
That means I can.
Can I ask a question? Oh, excuse me, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to ask, is there any cost besides our water rates going up to this system as to be able to use it as an individual out here, or to get the information you have, or what? Is there any
this website?
Yeah. Is there any?
In other words, is this going to be friendly to everybody, all customers?
Right, to all the customers also.
Yes.
Yeah.
It'll be our
And
website.
we have no cost in being involved with it.
From the public side?
From the public side?
No.
Other than the water rates?
No.
Okay.
There's only two things, and this is real general. Any usage caps, bandwidth caps, traffic in and out that you know of?
I don't.
Probably not. If they're not limiting storage, then
I don't think so.
I wouldn't think there'd be a bandwidth cap. And you already said that it's the same cost is what the great site we have now. And
It's actually going to be much less, because this is there are no overages. It is that amount per month. If with the other company, that every time we do something, there's a cost.
yeah, sure. And you're just going to stay with the current domain name and stuff like that. Transfer the domain. Okay.
Well, it goes along with this. It has to do with websites. A long time ago, we asked everybody, sent out a questionnaire, got some responses. We've never posted the result, so I'd like to see that result public somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Last item on the agenda, this is discussion action regarding the establishment of district priorities to be used in the development of a capital improvement, capital replacement plan for the district assets. And no action is required at this time, and staff recommends a separate board or committee meeting to further discuss project priorities.
It's in chunks. It's not picking one project over the other, but I think that we might be able to weave it into our other special meeting because we're talking about objectives and priorities and all that kind of stuff. It makes sense to me. I just want to make sure that, because we can develop a capital improvement plan all day long, but unless we've talked about it from the perspective of what is your most important priority? Is it having water supply round the clock, 24/7? Is it health and safety of it? Is it reliability of it? Is it making sure that we're drought ready? Is it the least expensive cost? Is it?
Well, I think a couple of us here don't think we're in emergency mode and need still more wells. So I don't. Before we get to that, I think we need to get out of the emergency mode.
And that's so. What you're adding to that water supply conversation, because a couple years ago we weren't talking about developing additional water supply because we had a pretty reliable barge system. We hadn't run out of water before. It's really expensive to take these next steps, and so we hadn't developed additional groundwater supply or supply from Don Pedro because it wasn't we didn't think we were going to be running toward the bottom of the
Now
lake.
they've turned us off once, and they know they can do it. So
Yeah.
and we only got 300 gallons of it, and that's not going to work in July. So what are we going to do?
We're going to rely on the supervisor.
We sure can't count on 53% reduction by our green customers. That was one.
We would love to have the county's input as part of the priority setting process, for this.
Danny, you get it.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lynn.
You know, I wish I'm sitting here and our agreement with MIB, I know so much that I can't say. I wish I could. I would hope everybody would be patient for just a little bit, but I think everybody's going to be pleasantly surprised.
Wonderful.
And I can't go any further, and I hope you all understand that.
No, that's
Yes,
fine.
we do.
Okay, I think everybody's going to be surprised.
Good. Thank you, Mark.
Yes.
As far as this item, we do have if I'm not mistaken, an operations committee that we could push this over to the operations committee from a standpoint of looking at capital improvement.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one option we could do. And come up with some ideas and set some priorities. And at that, since that is a committee, the public could provide some input as well. So it's not just the board, it's not just the district making the rules. The public could be invited to say, what is your priorities? If you had to pick, we could have, my thought is, okay, if you say, okay, you want a continuous water supply, you want reliability, you want efficiency, what is important to you? And you know what? Ask the questions, say, write it down, and then we could capture that and say, from a community standpoint, this is important, how much is that leverage? So I know having these additional meetings are a lot of work. We were just looking at this, I don't remember the date, we were looking for a date to have this done, and I'm sorry, this is getting blurrier and blurrier as the afternoon's going on. So
I would like to, if we could schedule that operations committee or whatever that committee is, in advance of the planning discussion that we talked about, to get it a little bit further along so that it's pretty organized going into that.
So maybe we could, since we're going to have that one in the afternoon, maybe we could do this earlier in the day. And
Who's on that committee? Can you recall?
off the top of my head,
You're not on that committee, right, Russ?
Which one?
The operations?
I think
That's right.
but
I think it's
okay,
me and Danny.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Jim will be there. So if you will set that up at the same time,
Okay.
and we can have the community invited to that as well, because it will be a publicized meeting. I think that'd be, if the board is in consensus with that, that's a good way to go. And, as a board member, I know we're going to be talking, providing input if you'd like to, as long as we don't violate any act, so. Okay. Boy, what a great day. Thank you all. It's time to drive it to conclusion, so I'll go around the director comments.
Yeah, we don't have much public left, but I just really got it amazing. The 53% reduction was the highest I could find in the state for small supplier water. In the state, we did the better than anybody on water conservation for the 6 critical months. And I'm a little disappointed because I see that last year has been an absolute, just a gift to the district, because in the last year we've come up with a 300-gallon minute alternate water supply. We've got infrastructure improvements we couldn't have afforded to pay for. Yes, we haven't got our grant money back, but it looks like we will. And all said and done, we spent $400,000, and what do we got? We got 300 gallons of water we never had before. I mean, everything is getting better, and I just don't understand all the negativity, because I think this is fantastic. I just think that we're doing the right thing for our homeowners, for property owners. I can't fault any of it.
Thank you. Jim? Yeah?
My big thing is to get that cleared up with regard to the retirement, the health thing, and we need to do that as soon as we can and get that done so that we don't leave the next board with it.
Another skeleton.
Yeah.
Jim?
I'd just like to thank Cindy for looking up the web service, because that was one of my goals in the beginning, is to make sure that the public gets the information. I'm very focused on the public, doing what the public wants. So thank you for doing the research to be able to get that info out.
Thank you, but people very much.
Whoever did it, I thought it was you. He lauded you for it. So, yeah, thank you, and I look forward to seeing that up and running.
In closing, I'm very proud of this board. I'm happy to be here. I think I agree, there's a lot of negativity, there's a lot of concerns, but there's not an agenda other than to make it better for this community. That's our goal, that's our objective, and some things we can answer, some things we can fix, but we're trying to do the best we can. So that's it. I want to say thank you for coming, and I hope, and I'm going to say this because the wind blows and so does the gossip in this area, and I really dislike that. So if you have a question, go to Pete and get the answer, because he is the voice and he's going to give it. Don't come to us to answer a question about the district. Go to the source that is the voice for the district and get your answer, so there's no miscommunication. I really appreciate you doing that. Thank you and coming. And our next meeting is the 16th of the month. And if we have the special meetings, you'll be hearing about them. They'll be posted the normal way. So thank you, and drive safe on your way home.
Time?
And we're concluding at 4:23 on the 16th. And thank you.